What's going on, YouTube? I hope you guys are having an awesome day, as always. I'm Nate. This is Nate and Friends, and I'm not going to talk about, per se, what is going on in the world today. Today, I want to talk about socialism. I want to talk about socialism, and I'm going to play a video for you. I didn't make the video. I don't own any rights or anything like that to the video. I'm going to play a video for you, and it's sad that we have individuals in America, politicians and just Americans that want to bring socialism to this country and want to get rid of our rights as Americans. And what's funny is we've seen that happening in Seattle inside of their little preschool zone that they have. And, you know, there was just a few people shot there, and I think one person was shot, one person was stabbed, and the cops were called. You know, it's funny because inside of this preschool zone, this person was shot, and what did they do? They called 911. And who did they need? The police. They needed the police. That worked out real well for you guys, right? Defund the cops. Just a bunch of goddamn idiots. Just a bunch of goddamn idiots. I'm going to stay particularly calm during this video. I'm really upset when I think about the Americans who believe in socialism, who believe in bringing socialism here, and believe in giving everybody money, and believe in all this stuff, and believe in why do we need guns and why do we need cops. And you know what? If you are that person, I do not need you watching my videos. I don't need you supporting me, because I don't like those people. I do not like those people. Plain and simple. I do not like the people who want to just give people free money. I do not like the people who are saying defund and abolish police. I do not like the people who are trying to get rid of my Second Amendment right. I do not like the people who are right now, as of this moment, getting rid of our First Amendment right. There's a lot of people who have said things. Drew Brees, I think there was that college coach. All the college coach did was wear a shirt that said One American News or something like that. I don't know the news station. I don't watch that station. And it was racist. It was offensive. So he had to come out and apologize. Drew Brees said that he doesn't agree with kneeling for the national anthem, and that's why he stands. And so now he had to come out and apologize. It's crazy that in 2020 in this country, we don't even have a First Amendment right. I put things out on YouTube here on my channel, and I get them taken down because it goes against YouTube's policy. I post stuff on Facebook, it gets taken down because it goes against Facebook's policy. And all I'm doing is talking about, maybe I'm talking about the Republican Party, maybe I'm talking against socialism. But if you are not agreeing with their agenda and their ideology and whatever they are thinking, then you are racist. You're a terrible human being. And I don't like those people. I do not like those people at all. If you are one of those people, I'll be honest, I think you're a waste. I think you're an absolute waste. So I'm going to play a video for you guys, and I'm just going to get it pulled up here, and then I'm going to jump over, and I'm going to play the video so that you guys can see it. Let's see here. Let me get this going for you guys. Okay. And all right. So
everything that you've ever seen about Cuba is a lie.
So when Benny first gave us the news that we're going, I think we all got excited. So I started doing a lot of research. I was looking online, and all I saw was a beautiful country. Very colorful photos with all the classic American cars. To know that this is a socialist country, the pieces didn't quite fit to me.
We're supposed to say socialism sucks, but how are we gonna show that if socialism doesn't actually suck? All I can see about Cuba is as this gorgeous Caribbean wonderland. Nothing in American establishment or corporate media will prepare you for what you are about to see when you land in Cuba. It's all lies. All of it. It's communist propaganda, what you see about Cuba.
Once we got on the island, going through customs, once we got our bags, then like people came out because we were on their radar, and they go into the back and they're like, we have to take this back and examine it.
They didn't like that there was a drone inside my suitcase. And because they didn't like that, they took my passport for 7 hours.
Emotionally, it went from like, what is this place, when we were in the line, to like getting angry, to like getting pretty furious and just like, screw this place, to then just kind of like, after hour 5, you're just like, Stockholm syndrome, like, okay, I guess I speak Spanish and live in Cuba now. And you're just like, whatever happens, happens, and you're just kind of like submitting to this terrible process.
When we left the airport, after 7 hours, I think we thought, the worst is behind us, and we could not have been more wrong.
To see everything online prior, this was like a wake-up call. That's when we started to realize that Cuba sucks.
So let's do a list of things you can't get in Cuba. Like regular things that you can't get in Cuba. Water. Couldn't find water.
Gas.
Can't find gas.
Chicken.
Food.
We can't find gas. There's no gas available. Every gas station we go to, shut down. Day 2, trying to get gas.
We're in the biggest city in the country. We're in the most modern city in the country. And this is the beginning of the line to get gas. Here we go. You'll notice people are sitting in their cars. These aren't parked cars. These are people that are sitting and waiting. It is probably 100 degrees outside. You have multiple people that are pushing their cars. Look, these people are pushing their vehicles because their vehicles are out of gas. This is a functioning line. These are not parked cars. These are human beings inside of their vehicles. They're pushing the cars. They're eating lunch. Here we go. Up there, see that? That's the gas station. And so what we ended up doing was cheating the system. And a guy pops his head into my car door and says, my name is Stalin. We don't actually know much about Stalin.
We don't know anything about Stalin.
Literally, we come home and Benny came and we meet him outside. It was like, hey guys, meet Stalin. He's gonna take me to go get gas.
And then he gets in the car and you're like, see you guys, and we're like, Benny's gonna die. Yeah. That's the last time we'll see him.
Thanks, Stalin.
So here's Stalin hustling me.
I genuinely lost weight in Cuba. Like, I genuinely came home roughly 8 pounds lighter.
The food looked like a child made it.
Yeah, it looked like your kids made you a meal on Father's Day.
That's all they have. They just get what the government delivers them every day.
I think we decided to go grocery shopping because the food was trash and we can't get anywhere, so we'll just go to the grocery store. So we drove over there all together. We pulled up to the grocery store and the gates were closed and there was a line down the street.
This is insane.
All of a sudden the guards come to the gate and they open the gate. And that's when, I've never seen this before, but everyone swarmed. People started running, even people that weren't in line, that were just like in the area, just start sprinting in there because this is their only chance to get their essentials and the necessities to feed their families.
So I really hope that you like Conchita Mango Marmalade because we have a whole aisle of it. Here in Cuba, you can get an individually wrapped hamburger, and that's as fresh as the meat actually gets.
Oh, this one's all melty. But my God, can you get a lot of the exact same brand of garbanzo beans? And then after you're done buying all these incredible products, you can stand in line for literally an hour, which is as long as we've been standing in line. And I'm telling you, you probably are not going to like Cuba that much. There was literally no fresh fruit, no fresh meat, no fresh vegetables, nothing. There was one brand of the things they did have, and the things they didn't have, well, screw you. So, that is life inside of Socialist Pan Americana here in Cuba. Socialism sucks.
This area was so developed. All around you, there's just beautiful development. Mansions, by every American standard, mansions. Just one generation, all of this wealth, all of this beauty evaporated, rotted, unsustainable because nobody has any private wealth to keep it up.
This is just a block up from the tourist area, and there's so much trash and garbage in the street that it is like the smell is so putrid that you can barely walk by it. There's flies everywhere. There's just an overflowing dumpster of rotting trash. It's really gross.
You hear, it's like a trope. Communism, everyone's equal, equally miserable, equally sad, equally depressed, equally poor. Ha ha ha, it's like you can see it on a t-shirt. No, it actually does suck. Like it actually is that. Like communism succeeds in the crushing of the human spirit and the helplessness and the beaten downness of the Cuban people is one of the saddest things I've ever experienced.
I'll never forget that building that me and Josh snuck into, walking around. This is a beachfront property, and it looked like a war zone. It looked like a bomb had hit it. Walk inside, you can see 2 stories down because the floors are blown out. Same thing upstairs, just crumbled. When I went back outside, I noticed that there's fresh laundry and people inside these buildings. They are still living in this building, and I will never forget that. That, to me, is just like, you cannot tell me that socialism works.
Look around you. The effects of socialism are everywhere. Crumbling infrastructure and disgusting living conditions. That is what socialism has brought to Cuba. Maybe the socialists in America should take a short trip, a short 90-mile trip, and come here and say they want this in America. It was like going through ruins. The horrific thing is that no one is living in the Pantheon right now. Like, no one lives in the Acropolis. It's a ruin. These are ruins that people are living in. Socialism is popular in America now. What do you think of socialism?
It's very popular.
Yeah.
Wow. But now for us, no, it's good. For Cuban people now,
Not good?
no, my friend, no, it's possible petroleum,
Yeah.
nothing. For this, the people, no, it's possible go for the walking.
Listen to me.
Uh-huh.
My country is very because everything problem here. Don't have petroleum for bus and Cuban, for car, for drive, for nothing. You understand? My country is very
A rec center that looks like this would be completely condemned, but this is a functional rec center in Cuba. There's kids playing soccer right over here. This is the reality of what happens when you have capitalism that goes to socialism. And the people who suffer under this are honestly the kids, because this is where they have the play. It sucks.
And it pisses you off too, because the people there, the people of Cuba are some of the nicest people I've ever met. So watching them live in turmoil, watching them live in ruins, actually kind of like pisses you off. And these people don't know any better. Their families have been there for generations. But it'll actually piss you off to see really great people, friendly people, welcoming, warm people, subjugated to living in trash.
But police are here for some reason. I thought the buzzer at the door would be like police, and it actually was. And now we're seeing what they're gonna do with our cards and wanted you?
You hear the buzzer ringing, like it continues to ring, it continues to ring, it continues to ring.
We were joking. Because it woke us up and we were like, I was like, it's the cops. And then our translator comes in and he's like, it's the cops.
This was an armed contingent of probably a dozen people, one person in a doctor's outfit, and a bunch of government officials, many of them brandishing weapons, that were physically banging down the door, demanding access, and demanding that we leave all of our stuff to them. And so I got on the phone with the embassy. The guy says, get here now.
All right, let's get the out of this country. So, what did she tell you?
So, the maid, while we're leaving, was freaked out, just absolutely freaked out. Government officials knocking down her door. She fears for her own safety, for her going to jail, and let us know clearly that's not something that happens.
I hope this is the last time we have to deal with the country of Cuba.
Like the embassy staff was very sweet, talking with us, like personally meeting with us.
Yeah, he came out.
Very sweet. But the embassy staff came out and said something horrific, and something that was probably the scariest thing said to me in all of Cuba, which is, I can't help you. Like, when you guys are out there, I can't help you. He didn't want us to be in that situation, so the guy leaned in and essentially said, I'm asking you to leave the country. So we booked that flight, we changed that flight, we were out, and within 2 hours, we were at the airport, gone.
We are at the airport in Havana, leaving Havana a day early. That is how our Cuba trip ends, with some more awesome government.
It's heartbreaking that that's just a reality for the Cuban people. They don't know natural rights. Even more so heartbreaking is that there are Americans here that would have that governance brought here.
I felt like that experience was the front lines of what communism really is. And it's not even, we didn't even see the worst of it, but just we had a fraction of that, and to see it firsthand and to realize that's what people are like wanting to bring to America.
Seeing everything on social media and online about Cuba and it looking so amazing, then to see the harsh reality of Cuba is just, I don't get it. I don't get why that's all you see.
This is what it's like to live without a U.S. Constitution. It is the rights and the vibrancy and the ability to have a First Amendment right to just say what you want, gone in Cuba. Second Amendment right, gone in Cuba. Third Amendment, Fourth Amendment, you have no rights. And it was, my takeaway is that I have never been happier to be an American. Everything that you have seen about Cuba is a lie.
I just wanted to show that video because we live in a time in our country where we have Americans who want to bring that to America, who want to bring this communistic, socialistic ideology, their agenda. And that's the liberal agenda. That is the democratic liberal agenda. When I think about people who say, I want to vote Democrat, I say, why? What is your reasoning for, and I'm not saying to vote Republican, that's not what I'm saying, but what is your reasoning for voting Democrat? Because you want that? Is that what you want America to be? Do you want America to be a country where if you film something, they can just come to your house and take it away from you? That you don't get to say what you want, you don't get fresh food, you get told when you can and cannot go to the grocery store, you can't get gas because they're all shut down, that you live in 100% poverty. There is, I mean, like, is this what we really want for America? I mean, I don't want it for America, but is this what people want for America? Because that is the way that's what's happening. I mean, you can just look at Seattle and look at the governor and the mayor just letting these people take over the city. Just letting these people do that. At what point do Americans wake up and say, we don't want to be Cuba. We don't want to be China. But all of you liberals, this is what you want. This is what you want. You want to give people free money because you think, well, if everybody's equal and everybody's making the same and everybody lives the same, everybody's happier. And that obviously is just not the case. It is 100% not the case. Now, I personally have never been to Cuba. I haven't. And the reason that they wanted to take their videos is because they're going to come back and they're going to expose the truth on what a socialistic country looks like. What a country looks like that is communistic and socialistic, and that's what they were. That's what they were going to out, is that. And the Cuban government didn't want that. They didn't want that. I mean, it's sad that the people who live in like Cuba and Venezuela, and it's sad that these people have to live like that. It's sad that they have to live with no rights. With no rights. But you know what? Those same people that are probably living that way, those same people are the very people who voted to create a socialistic system because they thought it was going to be better, because they were told it was going to be better. But it wasn't better. It didn't get better. We have to wake up, America. We have to wake up and not allow this to happen to our country. We need to take back what's ours. And I'm not saying that this is a Republican thing. I'm just talking as an American who doesn't believe in these liberal ideologies, right? And listen, if you're liberal, I'm sorry. I feel very bad for you if you're liberal. If you believe in socialism, I'm sorry. I feel bad that you believe in socialism because you're that person who would vote it in and years down the road or months would say, oh shit, I made a mistake. But it's not a mistake that you made that you can just fix. See, if you don't work out for 6 months and you gain a little weight, you can go to the gym and you can get that weight off, right? You can get that weight off. But when you bring socialism into a country and you vote that in, you can't just walk that off. You can't just exercise that off. Everything that's happening today, in my opinion, and I believe, and I watched a video earlier of a guy who was talking about it, is exactly what Barack Obama wanted. This is Barack Obama's world right now. All the chaos. He divided this nation. Not President Trump. And not that I'm by any means saying that I'm a Trump supporter, but he didn't divide this country. Barack Obama divided this country with his rhetoric. I just don't know when we're going to wake up. I don't know when we're going to wake up. I don't know when we're going to see that socialism doesn't work. I don't know how many countries have to go through this and it doesn't work. And I don't know when we're going to wake up and notice that our rights are being taken away from us as Americans as I speak in this video. We don't even have a First Amendment right anymore. If I get on here and I say that I don't believe in Black Lives Matter, which I don't believe in the organization Black Lives Matter. I do not believe in it. I don't agree with it. But now I'm a racist. I'm considered a racist because I don't believe in an organization, because that's my opinion. If I support Trump, I'm a racist because I support Trump. And, oh, Trump's a white supremacist. Trump's a racist. We're taking syrup bottles and rice, and we're changing the names, and we're changing the names of rides, and we're tearing down statues. And look, I get it. Some of the statues are of racist people. But at what point does it stop? At what point does that stop? That's history, and it might be shitty. It might be the shitty part of history, but it's still history. I just don't know at what point we stop. I don't understand. I don't understand. I hope that maybe, people would actually look at it. People would actually look at socialism and look at it and say, there's a problem with it. It's not good to have in a country. I appreciate you guys for listening. I thank you guys for listening. I wanted to stay calmer in this video. Thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. If there is any Democrats or liberals who do watch me, if you would like, you can unsubscribe from my channel, or you can continue to watch my videos. I am not a Democrat. I would never vote Democrat. I would either vote Republican or independent, just to make that clear for everybody watching the video. I believe in less government, and I believe in more rights. I appreciate everybody who watches my videos. I appreciate you all. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys on the next video.